But it's very hard to refuse a Kerry man, so when Ribbard asked me to come along, it was monumentally difficult to say no, and I certainly wouldn't say no anyway, because I have a huge respect for Robert Pierce, certainly as a solicitor for 20 years. I remember well looking at Robert's original book, and certainly in practice we would have used it as well in our own firm, and so I'm actually delighted to be here today.
But can I say that this book is an invaluable source of reference to the intended recruitment of additional 150 Gardaí to the divisional road policing units this year will make an important contribution. Indeed, my target for the next number of years is to have an overall Garda workforce of 21,000 personnel by the year 2021.
It does happen on occasions that people do confuse Robert, Reward and Restored. And on occasions I have been congratulated on my book. And on occasions when I know I'll get away with it, I just say, I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful.
Agus gan im fáiltarí a níthe seo, agus gan míle maith go tacht an seo. Dan im fáilta speisialta das na Líadóirí agus na Hara atá an seo. Tá Berta Araguin agus Tam Anavecus, then better go tacht an seo, agus Anavecus an Líadóirí tacht on Law Society. This book, I hope, will provide some light in a dark tunnel. Basic law came into operation 1 year after I started practice. So that was in 1961, I started in 1960, so I'm around a bit, and I suppose I'm suffering from fair wear and tear, but it's nothing compared with what the wear and tear. The original act is totally unrecognisable. Take an important section like the insurance section, that has been amended 9 times, and I think is going to be possibly totally replaced. I think it has been actually replaced already, but the replacement section has never been brought into force. I mean, because it is a complete mess. And I said I would come and I'd twist the arm of my fellow solicitor minister and ask him, would he for goodness sake at this stage reform and consolidate this act? Because it really is a terrible mess, and it needs to be recast in many, many ways. I mean, concepts like mechanically propelled vehicle and things like that are for the birds nowadays. And we have to deal with electric cars, we'll have to deal with driverless cars. I see at a show in Zurich recently, they have a car now that will take off and fly. The basic concepts in our act are sound. I disagree with the CEO of the Law Society who said recently the whole thing should be scrapped. I think what it needs to do is be reformed. It has been tried and tested, and by God has that act been tested, especially in relation to drink.
Anyway, it's Laura on a hábhachtach on Laura seo agus Mullaméidí of Golair. And it's a delight for me to be here with 2 solicitor ministers, Minister Flanagan and Minister Madigan, and the eminent author himself, to celebrate this important book by an eminent solicitor with vast knowledge and expertise. That's very, very clear to me. As lawyers, we know the importance of actually going to the legislation. You know, you don't just read the commentary, you go to the legislation first, and then combine that with expert commentary and detailed knowledge. And it's evident that this book provides what's needed for lawyers and for others wading their way through what I'm told, I don't practice in this area, I'm told is labyrinthine legislation. Now, Robert has told me that Olive, who's been so beautifully described by Robert here this evening, has described the law as Robert's mistress. Very concerning description. In the presence of so many of Robert and Olive's family, it's my pleasure to present a